you ready? All right, so today's class, and I want to thank you guys for coming. Today's class was actually inspired by one of the worship songs from last night, yesterday's service. It was the song that was "Great Are You, Lord." So I don't know if anyone remembered yesterday's song, but when they said, "You give light, your love, you bring light to the darkness, you give hope, you restore." I'm not going to try to sing it, you guys. Every heart that is broken. But the chorus is the one that really spoke out with, "Great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise." So with last week being Earth Day, and the song just really spoke out to me because it made me think of a particular Bible verse in Ezekiel where they talk about the valley of the dry bones. And with yin is a way where we hold our poses for a long time. And it's really for us to relax our muscles so much so that we are able to stress, and stress is actually a good thing, stress the fascias, the tendons, the ligaments, cartilage, and all those other parts, including the bones. So this is a great way for us to do this practice. So it's very, very, like, not even moving. You're not going to move much at all. So one of the things I really want you to be mindful of is when you go into a position or any kind of pose, go to what we call your edge, meaning it's going to be different. Don't go so deep where you feel like, more is better. Right where you feel there's a little bit of resistance, just stay there and continue to breathe, just kind of relax. And then maybe your body seems to open up a little bit more so. And if so, you may decide to go a little bit deeper, or you might feel that, you know what, I'm noticing I'm clenching my jaw, or I'm starting to get this numbness or tingling feeling. That's your body's way of saying it, back off a little bit, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually start off into what's called our heart opener, right? So we're gonna get onto your hands and knees. And again, and we're going to be in this position for about 3 minutes. Most yin poses they kind of go 3 to 5, sometimes 5 to 8 minutes. We're going to stay on the 3 minute side, okay? So we're going to be on our knees, you can always pat it up, put blankets underneath there. As your hands are at shoulder width apart, I want you to slowly start walking your hands forward. You're almost into that puppy pose. So as you bring it forward, your forehead touches the floor. You don't really put a lot of stress on there, but you want you to relax it. So what's happening is your upper back, your thoracic back is starting to melt down. So this is, we're working on all of our heart and lung meridians. In Chinese medicine, they have the meridian lines. So as you slowly relax down, just relax. And then stay here for 3 minutes, and I'll let you know when. See where you can relax. What can you surrender? Yin is a really good way to also practice meditation. So as you go inward, as we talked before, and you are more still. That's what you're trying to find. That stillness of not just your body, because your body might be resisting you, but more so your mind. A lot of times your mind might be racing, jumping from one thought to another thought. Can you keep it nice and still, kind of like at the lake? Can you watch the lake water just be that nice calm lake? Some people may even allow their elbows to drop on the floor if you feel like it's too intense. You don't want to overstretch it. Find your own edge. Feeling the release as we age, our body becomes more plastic, so we lose our elasticity. This will enable us to give that time for our body, our joints, our fascia to open up, to receive that stress, to be able to get stronger. Now, to come out of this pose, you may want to slowly bend one of your elbows, bring that, maybe your right hand underneath your right shoulder, slowly start putting a little bit of weight in there and start moving your left hand underneath your shoulders. Good. Now, start shifting your body forward. So we're going to go into our Sphinx pose. We're going to get down onto our legs, our entire body, our trunk goes down. Our elbow is going to be directly underneath our shoulder width apart. So we're in our Sphinx pose. So this time, you're going to feel a little bit of a different stretch. Perhaps your head points upwards, so the crown of your head goes up toward the sky. Or if it feels more comfortable for your cervical spine, if this kind of feels like it's too intense, you can always kind of tuck your chin down. Now, perhaps you might want to have your feet slightly at right below hip, and then you have the top of your feet on the mat. Feel it engage slightly here, and then relax it. Can you completely relax your body? Can you continue to keep the upper body, your thoracic spine, elongated? Because again, this is the way we can have our back bend. Now, a few options. If by chance your shoulder, if this bothers you a lot, you try to keep the shoulder blades tucked toward each other. But if this really bothers you, you can always roll up a couple blankets, or maybe you have a bolster and place it underneath your chest that way. From a meditation standpoint, perhaps imagine breathing as you inhale. It's coming from your left toes up your left leg as you inhale all the way to the top of your head. And then when you exhale, imagine your breath releasing from the top of your head all the way down, right side shoulders, down your right leg, down to your right foot. And then you can do the opposite as you inhale, maybe coming up from your right toes, up the right side of your body as if it's a straw. And as you exhale, just releasing it down the left. So that's a great way during getting practice from a meditation standpoint. And in many ways, that's kind of what you're doing. You're providing that breath. Sometimes you notice that your head starts to drop down. So if so, you can just kind of bring your awareness back and see if you can maybe raise the crown of your head. And perhaps you'll notice how your vertebrae, the spaces between, becomes a little bit larger. But even as you do that, can you still relax the other part of your body? If you engage your muscle, it's being contracted, and therefore it's serving its purpose, trying to protect those joints, those ligaments, those tendons, those fascia. But that means that area isn't able to receive its work. This is the reason why we stay in these poses for so long, knowing that we're not putting any dynamic stress on it. All right, we're going to slowly tuck your toes. Place your right hand underneath your right shoulder, left hand underneath your left shoulder. I'm going to slightly push yourself up. Go into a little bit of a child's pose. I'm like, oh my goodness, that probably feels so good to your lower back, your upper back. If you want, you can always roll side to side on your forehead. Beautiful. And then we're going to come back up. We're going to take a seat, and this is where you may want to grab onto a strap, have it nearby, or again, any kind of towel or something like that. And you may notice sometimes you might have foot cramps because that is very common with yin poses. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale your right arm up. We're going to bend it. We're going to bring your left hand, help push that right elbow up. We did this last week, I think. This is, again, we're working the heart and lungs. Okay, so you can keep here. If you want, you can reach back, bend your hands, either grab onto your fingers, or you can grab onto here, or, which most people grab a strap or a blanket or anything like that and grab on, maybe grab onto here, okay? So let's say you don't have a strap or anything like that, you have another shirt, wrap them up, always grab onto that. Does that make sense? All right. So sometimes if someone has rotary cuff and you're like, you know, you don't have to grab that on. You can, in fact, just use your hand, maybe just hold it open that way. But the whole purpose is here. We start getting those frozen shoulders you hear people talk about. So we're really trying to allow these different areas to open up. And be kind. You don't need to go more than you're able to, because, you know, when we talk about, you know, we become more plastic, I mean, think about the amount of years that accumulated. So we can't expect us to be able to snap back to like how we were when we were kids. So we just have to be kind to ourselves. Imagine it slowly melting. We're going to be in this for a couple of minutes too. So from the Bible verse, of the valley of the dry bones. This is what the sovereign Lord says to these bones. I will make breath enter you, and you will come to life. I will attach tendons to you and make flesh. Once upon you, kind of does not help that I can't see without my readers. And cover you with skin. I will breathe in you, and you will come to life, and you will know I am the Lord. So again, as you're in these positions, continue to breathe. You don't have to do any particular kind of breathing. The reason why I chose to do these kind of practice the lung and heart meridian is think about it, how important our lung is to breathe. We fill up our lungs with air. Let's switch sides, you guys. Other side, if you want, roll your shoulders. If you feel like one leg is a little bit open up, switch sides with your other leg. If you have like one ankle in front of the other side, it's always kind of good. We don't realize we favor one side more than the other side. And then we're going to do the same thing. Lift the left arm up, and you can bend it here. You can always use your right hand and kind of move it back. Same thing. You can reach back, or you can grab a strap or a towel. And you'll notice how one side's a lot different than the other side. Oh yeah, a lot different than the other side. So the cool thing is, our lungs are with air, all that oxygen, and it's trying to exchange to the rest of the body. This relation between oxygen and carbon dioxide. So anyone in the medical field would know, like, our determination of health is based on the composition between the two. If we don't have oxygen to our body, basically we die. If we don't have enough oxygen to our heart, we have a heart attack. If we don't have enough oxygen to our brain, we have a stroke. So we're really trying to work full capacity of oxygen. And I look at it in terms of our true life is, do we have the proper combination of keeping our intention with God, the person who gave us life, who breathed life into us. So again, you guys, I want you to be aware if you feel numbness or tingling in your shoulders, because again, some people might have one more than the other, and I know even with my own neck, this side, I'm like, ooh, not. Okay, much of the time, you can release when you're ready. Kind of shake it out. Let's bring our arms like the eagles. All right. We're going to go into heart opener. This one is a lot more comfortable. So again, if you have some blocks or bolsters, I'm going to use blocks just because I have a bunch, but you can also use like big pillows. I was mentioning the people that joined a little bit earlier, instead of having actual bolsters and stuff like that, people would buy sometimes in yoga studios, you can always get those big pillows or use pillowcases and roll up. But this is actually a bunch of different an old pillow and other beach towels inside of it. So when I taught a gig workshop, I said that you could actually make your own bolsters, so you can do that. So what you're gonna do is you have one down by your side, the other one is gonna go where your head is. So when you come down, I'm gonna show you first, down along your spine, kind of where your heart, your chest is, and then your head is gonna come here. And then options, you can have your legs a Baddha Konasana, just because we're really focusing on just the heart and lungs, but if you want to work the hip flexor, you're more than welcome to. Other than that, you can always just keep it long straight. Oops, I forgot that I'm so much taller. I need to move this way. So again, you want something underneath your head just so that you're working more the heart. Now, some people may like to have the whole fish pose where your head's all the way down to the ground, but it's not necessary now. Now remember, you're just trying to allow the heart, the chest to open up. Your shoulder blades may be now draping over whatever contact you have underneath there. Palms facing up, most likely help. Allow the Earth's gravity to hold your body weight down towards it. And can you even relax your legs? Just allow it to invite those muscles to totally relax. Sometimes we don't even realize that we're holding some tension in it. Perhaps closing your eyes might make it a little bit more internal. Take notice of where your mind may be going to. Just awareness, no judgment. Now you're going to just bend your knees so that the soles of your feet are on the mat. And then slowly kind of come up. You might want to roll over to one side just to remove your props from underneath you, because we're going to roll back onto our back. We're going to do what's called banana asana. So move your body your entire body to the right side of your mat. So you're kind of like running parallel to your right side. And I want you to bring your heels over toward the left side. So you're keeping your hips now on the mat. Now your heels, both heels are over toward your left side. And then keeping your right hip still staying grounded. Slightly skimming your shoulders over to the left side. Does that make sense? You're going to look like a banana. You know how ripe bananas to the side. So your heels, your feet are extended. So Terry, straighten your leg. Good. Okay, good. And then your head is kind of over toward the left side too. But now, as much as your body's over to the left side, if you want, you can extend your arms up over your head. You may want to grab your right wrist with your left thumb and index finger and invite it over. And see if you can keep that right shoulder on the ground, and see if you can keep your left shoulder on the ground. Now, if this does not feel comfortable for you at all, you can always release it.
And if you feel like you want a little bit more, and maybe this is a little bit later on, not immediately, you can always bring across your right ankle over your left ankle. But right now, stay here. We're doing that nice lateral stretch, but because the right shoulder's on the ground, your right hip's on the ground, you're really still extending the whole area, our rib cage, remember our lungs, for it to be able to expand to maximum capacity. We really want to open that as well. So again, you may want to close your eyes. A lot of times with meditation, people close their eyes, but it's not required. Again, just allow the earth to hold the weight of your body into it. Allow it to sink in, melt into the ground. Perhaps you feel like you're pretty open, that maybe, perhaps if you want to, you can always cross that ankle over. Not a requirement at all. You may feel yourself actually be able to maybe go over to the left side a little bit more. It's where you always find your edge, and then perhaps you find yourself to be able to surrender. Your physical body being able to surrender to what it's capable of doing. Not allowing our mental part of the body to try to dictate what the physical body can do. Slowly we're going to release our hands or our ankles if they were crossed. Slowly allow your arms to come down like, ooh, no blood there. So slowly let it come back down to the side of your body. Bend your knees as you come back towards center. You may want to hug your knees to your chest slightly. If you want to, you can even tuck your chin down and raise your head up if you want. You rock a little bit side to side. And then we're going to bring your body all the way over to the left side of your mat. So scoot me over to the left side, straighten your leg down, and then you're gonna walk your feet over, your heels over to the right side of your mat. And you're gonna kind of lift your shoulders and skinning it over toward the right side of the mat. But again, make sure your left hip is staying contact to the floor, your left shoulder's on the floor, your right shoulder's on the floor, and bring your arms up And again, you can bring it up, kind of have your fingers clasp each other, or if you want, you can always grab the left wrist with your right fingers between the thumb and index finger, or any finger. It could be middle finger, whatever feels comfortable. But again, you don't want to be pulling it in front of you. You want to make sure the left shoulder is making contact with the floor. And if by chance, again, maybe you've been very tight in the body, up in the upper part of the body, and it just does not feel comfortable, because again, find your own edge. Perhaps you're not ready to lift the arms up. Maybe it needs to just be down the side or extended out at a T. And then maybe later on, when it's slowly opening up, perhaps that's when you start lifting your arms up. And you can do the same thing as what I mentioned beforehand. As you're laying in any kind of pose, you can connect with your breath. Or this might be the time for you to listen to God, hear what He might have to say to you, or pretend you're sipping air through a straw, but it's coming from your left toe, up the left side of your body. Feel a nice lateral stretch there, up your left fingertips. And then as you exhale, coming down from your right arm, down to your right side, down right leg, down to right foot. And you decide to just come up and down that way, maybe all the way up left side, down right side, up left side, down right side. Or you may decide to alternate between the two. Gives you a nice little meditation practice. Give your mind a break as well. And perhaps you're noticing that you might be a little bit more open. Perhaps you want to cross your left ankle, place it over the right ankle. Maybe you can maybe move your right shoulders over, your right and left shoulders over to the right a little bit more. Or maybe you felt like you went too far beforehand. Maybe it needs to back out a little bit. It'll be fine. Again, awareness of your own body. What is the body's signal to you, to your mind, to say, I need to do this. This is what my body needs. Check to see what might be tight in your body. It could perhaps be even in your jaw. So can you slightly open up your jaw, run your tongue from the right side to the left side, your upper teeth, and just allow it to rest gently on the top roof and the two front teeth. Maybe not realizing that you're getting a little dry in there, and so we're just providing some more fluidity to our joints. Stretching out the fascias. Maybe you can feel it along the left, right above the hip. Relax your forehead, your eyes. with your breath, knowing that the breath is feeding the oxygen that we were talking about earlier to those areas of the body, especially the areas that we're targeting. Now we're going to release your hands if your left wrist is being held. Uncross your ankle. We're going to bring your arms down, bring your feet toward the center. We're going to bend your knees. Again, hold your knees to your chest. Rock a little bit side to side. Now we're going to slowly roll over to the side so that we can push yourselves back up. We're going to get into that hands and knees. Your knees are going to be directly underneath your hips, hip width apart. So we're back into tabletop. And I want you to have your left hand right underneath your left shoulder. You're going to inhale your right arm up, and as you exhale, we're going to go do our thread the needle. Bring your right shoulder down underneath. Put your head down there. Right palm is facing upward. So this is a nice little spinal twist. If you want, you can actually walk your left finger up to the top of your mat. Or if you want even more of a heart opener or chest opener, you can actually bend your left elbow, bring it up so that the palm is now reaching over behind you and perhaps is touching, just laying on top of your sacrum, or maybe even touching your right thigh, hip. So make sure your head, don't turn your head around. So your gaze is going to be looking over toward the left side, but now looking at your right hand that's extended straight in front of your gaze to the side. So again, if this does not feel good for your left shoulder, you can always put that left hand underneath onto the mat on the left, underneath the left shoulder, or again, you can have it straight above the top of your mat. So it's different. Listen to your body. Now we'll get a nice little spinal twist. Bringing your left hand underneath your left shoulder. We slowly push ourselves up. You use a little bit of strength in the left hand. Put your right hand underneath your right shoulder. Just gonna do a little bit of cat-cow. You can feel the difference how one side's more open up than the other side. Can you feel the difference between the two sides? Okay, so I just want you to feel that. I feel like my whole left side is so much more open now. All right. This time I'm going to have your right hand directly underneath your right shoulder. Inhale your left arm up. As you exhale, bring the left hand underneath. So you drop your left shoulder down, left ear comes toward the mat. And then again, you can walk your hand upward, or you can have it underneath your shoulder, or you can bend your hands, your right hand, right elbow, so that it's laying on top of your sacrum or else on your side. So everyone's different. Again, you find your own level first. We don't win getting into our deepest pose. Just find your edge. And you may find how one side is a lot different than the other side. Perhaps this is a good time to give gratitude toward each side. Now bringing your right hand, placing it under your right shoulder, bring yourself back up into that tabletop position. And just do a very gentle cat-cow. As you inhale, drop your belly down toward the earth, lift your head up toward heaven. As you exhale, pressing gently into your hands, tuck your chin down, tuck your tailbone down. Inhale up, exhale down. One last time, inhale, exhale. Now, we're going to get close to the ready for the end for our Shavasana, but we're going to get back onto our backs. So if you want, since your chest is nice and open, you can stay in this Shavasana. If you want to go back into the chest opener with the blocks or something underneath your chest, you're more than welcome to. If your lower back is a little bit intense, you can always put a block or a bolster or something underneath your knees. Have that, or blankets underneath there, just an option. But the traditional Shavasana, of course, is each heel is to its corner, to the right heel to the right corner of the mat, the left heel to the left corner of the mat. And have feel your shoulder blades touch underneath and allow your heart, your lungs up toward the heaven. Just to receive your hands down by your side. Surrendering to God and just eagerly and intently receiving what He has to give to us. You may close your eyes if you want to. And then again, just allow the earth to invite you to relax. You can just feel yourself completely surrendering, knowing that you can take refuge in God's hand.
Keep your heart with all vigilance, for from it flow the spring of life. Show me, O Lord, my life's end and the number of my days. Let me know how fleeting is my life. You have made me my days a mere handbreadth. The span of my years is as nothing before you. Each man's life is but a breath. But now, Lord, what do I look for? My hope is in you. We know how much God loves you. You breathe life into us. You may notice how you may even be able to breathe more easily today. Chest is more wide open. Lungs can fill up even more readily and more openly. Listen to the sound to invite you back. Slowly bring some awareness back into your body. Move your fingers and your toes. Rotate your ankles and your wrists. And I'd like for you to bring your right ear to the right side of your floor. So kind of pretend, keep your eyes closed, but kind of bring your head toward the right side. Just hoping to stretch the muscle there. Kind of like you're looking over the right side. Inhale, bring your gaze back to the center and bring your gaze over to the left side. Inhale your arms over your head, pulling your toes away from you. Stretch yourself as big as possible, and as you exhale, bring your knees to your chest. Hug yourself, rock a little bit side to side, and roll over to your left side. You've been on your back for a long time, so make sure your left hand's underneath your head to keep your cervical spine alignment, and stay there for at least 2 breath cycles. Now using your upper arms, your eyes closed, press yourself up into comfortable seated position. Hands resting gently on top of our thighs. Thumb touching our index finger. I'd like for you to inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. Not even on breath yet. I want you now to touch your thumb to your middle finger. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your nose. Have your thumb touch your ring finger. Inhale here, exhale. Thumb touch your pinky finger. Inhale, exhale. I'm going to have us bring our hands together at heart center. Having our thumb touch gently on top of her heart, tucking her chin down toward her heart. May this practice provide an open heart, knowing how much that God loves us and how much we can love others. Open lungs, so that we would have more possibility for our bodies to bring us to different people, more oxygen to our mind, and more oxygen for our heart. Thank you for coming. Namaste. All right, stay there, you guys. I'm going to do whatever. I'm not, oh, you know what? I don't know, I'm not sure. And then how do I, Jean-Luc, what do I do now? How do I unmute everyone? Or can they unmute them?